This has got to be one of the most polluted rivers I have ever seen. I would never drink that. Look at that. It is the most stagnant. It is very toxic. There will not be a lot of life in here. Algae blooms at every step you get. It's really bad. And it gets worse the further down you go. I would never drink that, but I would drink the vegetation from the vegetation around. Now, let's play Follow the Tree. Enough said about that. This is a South Norfolk River. We'd call it that. It is very bad. No life in there whatsoever. Well, microbial, absolutely teeming with it. Anyway, let's have a look at some of these trees that are falling down. The tenacity of life is beautiful. There was once a tree that stood here, and it fell this way. Let's follow it, shall we? Oh, and I love the way it fuses together. This is incredible. Look at this fusion here. It fuses. It's one of the most bizarrest things you'll ever see. This is the same tree all the way through. So when aging trees, you can't really do it. Not to certain species. Because this tree has fallen from here. Landed here. And then it grew again. And then it fell this way. And then it grew again. And in with the falling process. Look at this. Let's just look at this for a second. Let's follow this, shall we? I'm getting higher now. Whee. And it's gone that way. Oh, and it fell again. And then it grew this way. That's not the end of the journey. Let's keep going, shall we? If I can make my way across here. And if I can show you back towards that tree and where it started. Look at this. Trees travel. But you need enough time to see it. And you have to follow the process. This is what I love about them. Oh, it's brilliant. Now, if I can navigate across here, because I am getting higher each time. It's also fallen over that way. It's a bit of a bogginess there. It's fallen over there, and it is growing through there. I don't know if you can see it. Let me just mind this one out of the way. That one's rotten, it doesn't matter. Do you see through there? Which is over there. It's also growing over there. Look at that. And it's also growing this way. So this tree is on its way. It's traveling, and we are quite a high way up. And I say we, I mean I. Let me just zoom out, and let me see if I can navigate back down here with one hand. Ooh. Gotta have some good balance here. Okay, I think I'm going for that one. Yes, I am. Okay, now I'm going down this way. Yes! Whew, we were quite high up. All of these fibers, look at it. Still very strong, although it is rotting through here. It doesn't matter, because the tree has continued this way. And it is still growing. Let's go and see if we can have a look. I don't know if I can get through that, because I've got my different type of shoes on. I said this, that trees move. They journey really far. If you ever follow them, you'll know. This is a different one. I think this is hazel. I'm pretty sure that's hazel. It's very boggy here. But it goes off this direction over here. And it is shooting up through there. And it is also making its way that way over there. Which is there. You can just see it just there. And that, would you believe it or not, is a hell of a journey for a tree. It started all the way over there somewhere. All the way over there. And it was even further from there as well. Look at that. And it is fused in multiple areas as well. If you grow this stuff sideways, it really fuses well. Let's see if we got it going in here. Look at this. This is fusion. So we've got hazel and we've got this. I think it's ash. I don't actually know. I'd have to get closer to see it. But it's beginning to fuse. And in here, look. That has fused. And there we are. We now start to get a different species of tree if this carries on, because now we've got two. And look at the supporting life. Could you imagine if humans actually learned this ability to bring trees very close together from an infinite age? Look at this. We've got some fusion here, look. This is two cores. Now granted, it doesn't always work, that is for sure. We've got some new shoots coming here as well. And I actually put some of this here last time. Now whether it takes or not will be another story entirely. I always expand it if I can, because I like to carve with it. I just carve some weird and wonderful stuff. I'm just fascinated with the way things lock together. And if you could fuse it all together, a few crosses, but there you are. I know I was trying to make an instrument as well. Either or, never mind all that. But it's the journey of these trees. There's another one here. If you look very carefully, you might just be able to see it. So this is wood. So this is a former tree. And I'm sure there are wasps. Actually, I'm going to say bumblebees in there. And then it journeys off this way. And there it is. So that's the type of tree it is. Not sure what that is. I couldn't tell you. Look how far it's gone. Look at that. That is impressive, isn't it? Look how much movement that is. Just travelling, off it goes. Because I once said to someone, trees move and they look at me like I'm nuts. No, 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 they definitely do. Oh, something's been burrowing in here. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. We're still in zoom? We are. And these stinger nettle leaves, look at the size of these. Oh, you can make some really good bits of string with that. Beautiful. Roast it. It's a really good meal, that. It's quite tasty. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this one here is hazel. And you see all of the bugs and different dander on there as well. Interesting. There's a lot of bugs on this, which feeds fish near rivers. It's interesting. My word, tenacious is not the word for it. If you cut it right, it shoots. Always. And it regrows and it becomes stronger. It's amazing, really. And there you are. Yeah, that's hazel. I'm sure that is hazel. There's a lot of bugs swarming around right now. I don't know if it picks it up. It does. There's tons. Oof. So you can imagine it's very, very good. The deers like it here as well. But this tree has definitely moved quite far. Look at it, it shoots off here as well. So from there, and it's over there, and it's also fallen further down there, and it's also growing over there. And my word, this is bouncy. This is really flexy. Yeah, fascinating. Got some grubs in there, do we? A lot of wood lice. Something's feasting on you lot while you're feasting on the tree. Which, it doesn't overly matter. I'm pretty sure there are some grubs in there. Which I think the ants will work to get those. The ants like grubs. Interesting if you follow them long enough. Oh, that's very flexible. But it doesn't matter, because if it falls, it will, the chances of it growing. And this is also cloning as well. Very impressive cloning. I mean, it's impressive. And then if you can imagine fusing a lot of things together like this by forcing it to come together. Think of the bigger cores that you can get from the tree itself. Now, something else I noticed that was quite fascinating. Rodents. I'm going to say rodents. In that one. Makes quite the house. Anything in there? No. Still, there are a lot of foxes around here as well. You hear those when it gets darker. Lots of birds. Interesting. What was we going to have a look at? We're going to look at something. But yeah, the progression of trees. My word. And their cloning ability. That is even more special. So, if I was to age this tree, just by looking at the rings on here, it would be incorrect. It would be not true. Because the branch, it's still the same tree. Just not in the same form that we understand it, because it fell here. And it also looks like it tried to bed down here and also then fell that way, which you can see it did. Interesting, beautiful. So its ability to clone. How old is this tree? Well, you'd have to add up all of the cores. And some of them we don't know because they're rotting away. So you could probably take it from there, but there again it's quite hollow. This is very hollow, so no, wouldn't work from there. So we're missing a part of the information. So we could wrap around here to find out how thick this is. And then do the same with this one. And then we begin to add it up on best case scenario. Fascinating. Makes great houses for ants. I'm going to turn off the light. I think I don't need it. What else was it I saw? Oh yeah, something else. Which, this was fascinating. I don't even know what this is. There seems to be an awful big spider in there somewhere. I might want to entice it out. But it was anyone looking at this stuff. And at first, maybe I thought it was fungus. But it seems more engineered, very chalky, in fact. And I thought it could be bird shit. No, it doesn't seem to be like that to me. Look at this. It's really hard. Never seen anything like that. And it seems to be quite a way in. Ants are usually responsible for this pattern. Wonder what that is. Something's tunneling in there, so it could be fungus, but there again, that hard? Don't know about that. And an awful lot of spider mechanisms. I wonder how big it is in there. Because when travelling through a forest, I found these big brown spiders. They look like black widows, but bigger, and they're brown. And they've got some strange dots on them. Yeah, when building shelters in the woods, you come across some really strange spiders, and they're quite big. I wouldn't like to be nipped by them. Yeah, a lot of ivy on here as well. I'd soak that into water. Yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, trees. These are fascinating. You know, you can't drink that stuff over there. That water. Oh, and we got some hemp. British hemp, that is. I'm sure that is. It might not be. It looks very eerily similar to it. Should have 7 on its lower, so still young. I think that's British hemp. Ah, Jack by the hedge. I'm sure it is because I can smell it. I don't need to do this to find out. Garlic mustard? No, it might not be. I'm pretty sure that is Jack by the hedge. Maybe it is. Yeah, it is. There it is. Aroma coming from there. That is Jack by the hedge. Interesting. You can eat this. It tastes like a curry, mustardy garlics. It's got a really nice taste to it. It's very nice. It's very good. We don't eat enough of this. And some of these ants here are really big. They are mahoosive ants. We've got some fresh moles here. And if these were in a council estate, I'd call them council moles. Sometimes you knock these off and you can see them. You get the movement first. No, and it's not overly that warm. But yeah, I have knocked off a few tops off of these molehills and you just see them poking their snouts through. Very good. Very good. Let's continue on. Let's go and have a little look. What do we got here? Yeah, I think that's some more Jack by the hedge. Hard to... This stuff isn't. Let's go and have a look here. Oosh. This tree is immense. It's beautiful. Let's have a look over here. That water is dirty. I wouldn't drink that, but I would be tempted to wrap some materials, especially trees nearby. They can drink this. And they can filter this through because it's a natural filtration system through the soil as they absorb. And if I wrap a certain type of tree, especially at the end, or any of these, they will begin to sweat and produce water with a lot of nutrients. In survival, I wouldn't drink that. There are some places I would, but this one, definitely not. Ah, pupae and larvae. This is the place where there's a hell of an ant's nest, and it is a whopper. I try not to tread on any of these because I think they're moving their young. A couple of wood lice. God, it's very diverse in here. Look at this. And these are big. Not gonna lie, these are pretty big. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I got a few on me, look. Oh, and they're biting pretty good. You know, if you eat these, some people do eat these, and you've got to be careful, because look at this one. Look at these giving me a good nip he is. Get off my land. I mean, you can keep going all you want. I actually kind of like that. It feels pretty good. Do you reckon you could pull a splinter out for me while you're there? No? I think you should go back in there. Oh, he's really clamping down. Some people eat these, by the way. And as they do so, they nip inside your mouth like that when you eat them live. Oh well, it all depends. Can I interest you in a stinger now? Oh, he's having a real good chomp on me, isn't he? My fascinating thing with this is, how do they know to bite down on you? What is it about you that makes them want to bite? I mean, they ain't no good at it. And if you really annoy them, they give out that sort of very formic acid, I think it is. Oh, he does not want to let go. Go on, son. Give it a chomp if it makes you feel better. That's it. Wonder if he's going to give up. Can I have a go at trying to bite you? You want to go in a stinger? Yeah, I just want to keep biting you, you know. Here you are. Go on. Go tell your friends. But yeah, it's my fault because I come here and I disturb them and I put my hand on here and they walk on and then start clamping down. But look at that. Yep, if I were to ask these and bring these up and make them talk and everything else, is it a man's world? And they'll say no, it's a woman's world. That's interesting. Yeah, very nutritious, these. But I will not eat them, of course not. I have no need to. Pretty busy, huh? I'm still wondering what's going on. He is a biter. Doing his job good, but look at that. Wow, look at that. Oof. Algae bloom. Yuck. And I bet it stinks too. Don't even need to get that close to it. Anyway, let's have a look here, see what else we got. Oh, we got some more ants in here. There's some beautiful patterns in here. Oh, this would be a great place to come and rest into. It's very warm. And it's also very warm in the winter in here. Interesting. Sure, I'll be woken up by the ants. Bit by bit, disassemblement. Cool. They get everywhere. You got any grubs? I'm sure there's one in there. You know, we better be careful because ants will also eat grubs too, you know. See if we can find one. It just remind me of when I was a lad and my grandfather found a load in a stump at the old garden. There you are, son. We'll put some of these in a jar, and then the ants got them. Yeah, they survived all of that journeying from Ipswich to Thetford, and the ants got them in the end. Interesting. Don't see many of them these days. What else we got in here? Not much. Well, yeah, I suppose we got some woodworm in there. Good, as long as it's in there, not in my furniture. Pains in butts. Some fungi. Whopping piece of glass. Oh, they don't even make glass like that anymore. Wow, that is thick. Well, it's a very pretty effect on there because it is multicolored. So, yeah, very interesting. Lethal. Asbestos, glass, and what else have I found here? Found lots. People just dump it. Oh, I'm surprised there isn't a wasp's nest in here. There's a bee though. Oh, you're a biggie. And maybe there is. Busy. Ah, off it goes. Wow. It's their sound they make is incredible. I don't know if the camera will actually pick it up. They almost make a fizzing sound. It's very interesting. Wow, wow, wow. Anyway, better leave them to it, because if not, they'll have me for lunch. Wow. Oh, it's a beautiful little area here. Not gonna lie. What are you? You sycamore? I don't think you are. But even still, it's the amount of bugs on you. Look at that. So yes, I'm gonna say you're sycamore then based on that, but it might not be. Yeah, I'm unsure actually. Is it chestnut? Might be. Who knows? Look at that. Yeah, I'm gonna say sycamore, but there again, usually under wetland, don't they have the black splodges underneath them? I'm not sure about this one. This one looks like chestnut. Interesting. A lot of green fly. And then when you walk by it or brush by it or the wind blows, I don't know if you can see it. Probably not. You can see them in the air. This is what feed the fish in the rivers in Thetford. Well, used to. Not so much these days. I'm sure the wind isn't going to be doing that, but they all come off. And very close to the water, fish will get them. Because they're opportunists. So yeah, if I was in a survival situation, there's a good array of food around here. Absolutely brilliant. And that looks fresh. I don't recall this one being here just a second ago. That one, but not this one. So it's definitely about. I wonder if we can get a mole to just appear its head out. Because they're quite good. They look cute, as probably my daughter would say. Oh, she'll start squeaking and everything. Any movement? No. There's definitely an active one here. I'm pretty sure I saw that one and this one. But this one's fresh and it's warm. So it's nearby. I wonder if we get to see it. That would be interesting. So yeah, that one's a very fresh tunnel. And it must be quite rich in worms here. Most certainly is. The big, like, 20-foot versions. I'm kidding. We don't actually have those, but still pretty big. Good place if you were a worm. It's quite peaceful. Nope, not today. Oh well, leave them to it. So yeah, if in survival I want a drink, I'd have to be very patient to do it. And again, if there wasn't so many regulations around, I would melt a lot of sand. I'd dredge up some sand and begin melting this. Ooh, glass bottle. Now that hasn't been thrown here. What's happened here is this has been thrown in the river. And then when the river floods, this area floods, you can tell. This area is flooding, and then when it does, these find their way in, and then when the water recedes, these drop down. I don't even know what sort of bottle that is. Shampoo. Wait, what? This has got I've never seen a glass bottle for shampoo. RB, is that similar? Wait, can't see terribly much on there. New Canada, is it Canada? Not sure. Canada, USA. Cough USA. Is that what it is? Con maybe? Con USA. Really interesting. Wow, that's got to be quite old. A glass shampoo bottle. Wow. In today's world where there is showers, this probably wouldn't be recommended because it'd be a safety hazard, wouldn't it? Could you imagine dropping that in your bath? Yeah, it says shampoo. No way, there you go, America. You've got one of your products. There's no message in it, though. Wow. Yeah, I'll be taking hold of that. Interesting little find, that. What else we got here? So yeah, when that busts its banks, you get some weird stuff come up. Shampoo bottle. Wow. Never thought I'd seen. I thought I'd seen it all. Not yet. Oh, and we got some. We got some deer tracks here. That's a lot of deer tracks. A few there. There's a few here. So it's probably muntjacs. I think those are not stags. The food is incredible. Wow. Everything near enough in some way or other is edible in this area. Not all. Most. But just not in there. Oof. Stinks. It does stink. But this stuff seems to do alright with it because it's a natural filtration process. I think we got some reed may up there as well. Greater reed may. Cat's tail. Quite a bit of that. That's also edible. Yeah, I'm going to pop this here. I'm going to take that back with me. Do some research on that later. Wow. So yeah, I think one of the best filtration systems that there is the natural version. Ah. So this one's sycamore for sure. So the other one is cool. Look at all of that. Look at the bugs on there, and they cover you very quickly. Green fly. No idea what that is, just in case you're a tick. Had one of you once before. I don't want another, thank you very much. Or you. No idea. That one's relatively new. Plastic. Recycle me. But it's not attached together, so it's quite old. It's almost on the verge of perishing. But if it gets into the river and it fills up, you might mistake that for people being here. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say the water brought that in. Wow, interesting. Very interesting. I'll probably take that when we go. Yeah, so this is a fox's little killing spot, I think, or where it eats. I'm going to say foxes. I don't know what gives me that idea. It just feels like it would be a place where a fox would take the mighty high ground and eat something here, as they usually do. They're brutal little things. There's a lot of them here. Darwin would be impressed. Ah, interesting. So yeah, I think this is that hemp. Can't remember what it's called now. We'll just call it British hemp. Might as well. British weed, mate. Different properties. Wow. That's special. Mmm. Yeah, I don't know, Thetford. I don't think your river is polluted. I think this one is worse. And look at it. There's no movement in it. That's the problem. It doesn't flow very, very slowly. And that's a hell of an algae bloom, I'd say. I think it's algae. And if it is, it's producing a lot of carbon. Which then goes on to suffocate and XYZ. Could be the methylene blue for you, mate. Don't know why it sounded Australian, but there you are. Oh, it stinks. Oh, oh, it smells better over here. Something sweet. Oh, yeah, something very sweet. I want to find it. I just don't want to sink in that. Yeah, I'm going to say Mayflower. I can smell it. Oh, I can definitely smell it. And also a mixture of that cranberry? Not cranberry. Ah, there you are. Whatever this is called. I think it's blackcurrant. That's incredibly sweet. Ah, and there is Mayflower just there. But it's no flower on it. Which is my favourite. I like eating that. I just don't think it's ripe yet. Too green. I think that's Mayflower. Let's look it. Place where the deers come? I'm sure it is. Ah, now I see tracks. Yeah, these are tracks. Yeah, we got deers. I think. Oh, the ground is very spongy here. Probably because of that. What's that over there? Interesting. That sticks out. Good piece of metal there. Ah, deer tracks. Right there. Interesting. Oh well. It's been a fun little adventure. This has definitely been laid down on, so I think there are deers here, and it looks like they go that way, and then they probably crash down in there when it gets too hot. My word, these stingers are as tall as me. Actually, that one is taller than me. Wow, look at that. And this is edible too. Look at the core on that. You make some good string with that. Also get a lot of nutrients from it because they love to grow in iron-rich soil. Phosphorus. Phosphate? Phosphorus. No, either or. And there's so much of it. Rich iron mineral content. Ooh, this one we don't see all the time. No, this is toxic. I don't remember what it's called though. Here's another one here. There's a lot of that there. I think it's this one. I wouldn't eat it, not at all. Yeah. Oh, there's some more fusion here. You know, you don't need to go to the star to see fusion process. It seems to be happening pretty well here. Wow, that would be an impressive core. And there are going to be more joining it, I'm pretty sure. Impressive. And the more you force them together, because it splits apart as you go further up. But if you could contain these together, there's two there that are fused completely. Wow. Almost no trace of it left. But if you force trees to grow in this manner, think how big the cores you could be, and then think about how big the planks are. Whether it be any good or not, that's another story entirely, but... Wicks. I mean, your wood is interesting. Oh, there's some more tracks here. I see some very fresh tracks. These are incredibly fresh. Surprised we haven't seen anything just yet. I have been walking around pretty noisy. There's something that's gone through there as well. Wow. Lots of tracks. So I'm going to say monkjack for those. Not deep, so they're not in a rush anywhere. Yeah, and they probably have gone under here. You might be able to find some hair snagged on some of this somewhere. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Beautiful. On your way to Clone, are you? Yes, you are. And it is incredibly cool. Although it is incredibly hot, I wouldn't say incredible, and it depends where you come from in the world, but for Britain this is pretty damn warm. So, yeah. Right, as you were, gentlemen and female and ladies and gentlemen, you know. Having a good time there? Looks like it. Wow, it just won't focus in on that. Alright, we're going to leave you to your little party then. That's rather wet. Oh. I can see you, but I can't on the camera. I wonder if I was getting a bit too close. I don't even know what type of bird that is. Is it a jay? Not sure. There you are. I want to claim to be an expert on birds because I'm not. Fascinating though. Oh yes. There we are. Come pretty much full circle. Yeah. Very good. Come on, blackberries. Hurry up. We get something to eat. Right, now I'm going to leave this one where it is. That was fun. So yeah, moving trees, hey? That's impressive. So they're on their move about. Here we are.